A delicious combination of traditional Christmas shortbread and fruit mince pies. It's so simple to prepare and it makes the entire house smell Christmassy. Let's make some fruit mince slice on the One Pot Chef. Into the bowl of a food processor, we're going to add 125 grams of butter, which has been chilled and chopped into little cubes, and half a cup of caster sugar or superfine white sugar. And we're just going to process this until it's nice and creamy. Next, we're adding in a teaspoon of vanilla extract, 1 egg, 1.5 cups of plain flour, 3/4 of a cup of corn flour or cornstarch, a teaspoon of baking powder, and 2 tablespoons of milk. And just process that all again until it all comes together as a big ball of dough. Perfect. Wrap the dough in some plastic wrap. Then simply pop it into the fridge to chill for about 30 minutes. While our dough is chilling, we just prepared a baking tray. I've got a slice tin, which is 30 centimetres by about 20 centimetres, which I've just lightly greased and lined with some non-stick baking paper. Now, what we're going to do is once our pastry is chilled, we're going to chop it in half. I'm going to put half of the pastry in, and just using fingers, we're just going to press it all over the base of the tin. Next, we're going to add on a 410 gram jar of fruit mince. Now, if you want to make your own fruit mince, you're more than welcome to. I have a recipe on my channel in the fruit mince tarts video, but just for the sake of brevity, I'm using the jar stuff today. Then simply roll out the remaining pastry and place it on top. The pastry kind of ripped when I was doing this, so I've just put a few little blobs of extra pastry on top. Doesn't matter if it looks a bit wonky, it's going to get baked anyway. Using a fork, we're just going to put little prick marks all over the surface of the pastry there, and then just sprinkle with a little bit of white sugar. Then place it all back into the fridge to chill for another half an hour. Just before going into the oven, we're just going to use a knife to slice this in half lengthways, and then slice it into little fingers, about 2.5 centimetres, about 1 inch thick. Now, the reason I'm slicing this up before we bake it is because this is shortbread and it is very crumbly once it's baked, so it will make it very difficult to actually slice it up. But if we pre-slice it before baking, it makes it that much easier to cut up afterwards. And our fruit mince slice is ready to go into the oven. Preheated oven, 180 degrees Celsius for about 30 to 35 minutes, or until it's nice and golden on top. And that's our fruit mince slice out of the oven, looking golden and gorgeous. We're going to allow this to cool in the tin until it's completely cooled, and then we'll be able to use the line marks to cut it up into fingers. Oh, I can't wait to have a taste. Still very crumbly. Oh, it's beautiful. If you like the buttery crumbliness of shortbread, you're going to love this. And that sweet, spicy, tangy fruit mince on the centre, absolutely gorgeous. This is so simple to prepare. There's really not a lot of work involved. It's mostly just sitting around waiting for it to chill in the fridge and then shoving it in the oven. So if you like the idea of that, this is definitely the recipe for you. Well, I hope you enjoyed this recipe. Check out my other videos at OnePotChefShow.com. And until next time, see you later. A combination of traditional Christmas shortbread and fruit minced a delicious combination of traditional Christmas fruit... I'm standing around the camera, that's all.